When it comes to movies that are a slow burn with only one main protagonist through the entirety of an hour and a half film, there's very few cases where I think it's a huge success, and it really is an amazing performance by Zac Efron that pulls this entire film called Gold. The premise of the movie is very simple. A drifter arrives to something that looks like the Australian desert, where a man is supposed to meet him and drive him to a compound. And on the way to the compound, the two men take a break and find the biggest gold nugget they could ever imagine. And now they need to figure out how to get it out. So Zac Efron's character stays with the gold nugget to protect it in the middle of the desert, while the other guy drives to town to try to bring excavation equipment to get the gold out. And the premise of the movie is Zac Efron in the desert trying to figure out how to stay alive, fighting his inner demons, and obviously having trust issues. Directed, written, and co-starring Anthony Hayes, this movie is insane. First of all, the setting is actually very ambiguous. This could be a post-apocalyptic movie. This could be some borderland town in Australia right now, and it's very vague. The mental process of trying to figure out where and when this is actually happening is part of the fun. But where it comes to story, this is a very slow burn. It's a thriller with a beautiful resolution about greed, loss, loneliness, and it's pulled mainly by an amazing performance by Zac Efron. This dude, he blew my mind. Not only is he embodying this physicality of pain, hurt, but also hopeful optimism that sometimes it's foolish, but it pulls the character to survive after disaster and terrible situations that he goes through, but also the curiosity and almost youthful energy that comes through somebody that obviously is physically in pain, but emotionally is something that is eating him inside. That powerful story is really self-contained. Zac Efron has to perform pretty much everything out there because there's very little lines of dialogue and some moments of perhaps craziness and desperation. He says a line or two that really is poignant and very significant, but most of the time he does stuff. He's trying to survive. He's trying to fight off wild dogs and trying to outlive a storm and trying to stay hydrated when the water is running low, and almost like Castaway to a certain degree, where the beginning of the movie actually didn't take the time to build his character, so we have to learn more about what drives him throughout the actions rather than other characters giving some kind of insight of who this person could be. That being said, Zac Efron is not the only winning combination here. Anthony Hayes, who, as I mentioned, wrote and directed this thing, is the second protagonist, and he is in a few scenes, but he really dominates. This guy has a presence that it's overpowering and at times really takes over and puts Zac Efron almost on the coast and puts Zac Efron almost on the passenger seat, literally and figuratively. It is obvious that this actor has a lot of experience creating characters out of very little, and he does so well. He's intimidating, menacing, and you at a certain point think, can I trust this guy? Would I trust this guy? But when you're faced with not having a choice and the potential of having all of your life magically resolved by this huge find of a gold nugget of the size of a truck, well, you don't have much of a choice. The way the movie is shot, it's really utilizing the landscape and the beautiful colors of a sun that slowly burns everything, including the audience, because I feel it's almost like a character on its own that at the end of the film is physically wearing on Zac Efron's character. The movie is very careful in terms of not giving much information to the audience to keep them guessing as to what's going on, who the people are, to the degree that the characters don't even have names. They're man 1 and man 2. They don't talk to each other. Nameless characters, very desolate situations, and very slow burning but powerful cinematics really makes this a movie that, in my mind, will burn a spot in there and will continue cooking for a while. The ending was great, and I feel it succeeded at what it was trying to do, which is a very self-contained, well-told story about greed and desperation. If you have seen Gold, please let me know if you found it too slow, or if you loved it as much as I did. I'm Jin from Get Me More, and you know where to find me. Thanks for watching.